Okay, welcome to today's Lunch and Learn by Dan Hotka. I am your moderator today. And a short non-disclaimer here, non-disclosure agreement. I am an Oracle ACE director. The ACE community is big on sharing their backgrounds and their knowledge of the Oracle community. These Lunch and Learns is a way that I have chosen to share with the community as an ACE, and I just like doing these as well. So we have over 500 ACEs in the program now. I guess this link isn't exactly accurate, or the person that tested it in the last session didn't type it in correctly, but I thought it was accurate. You can also go to the oracle.com website and just type in Oracle ACE, and it will take you to this site. If you would like to become an ACE, download the application, and I can maybe help get you started in the process. So I've been around Oracle for a long time. I'm going to write 2 more books this year, so this number will change to 14. Okay, you can register for these Lunch and Learns out here on danhotka.com, conveniently plastered on all the things. This will get you a morning announcement the day of these Lunch and Learns and the links. So easy to find the program. I do regularly blog on toadworld.com, and I do training for a living. Okay, one price. Up to 15 people, includes my portable computer lab. I like to do classes over the web, can easily come on site. Variety of classes. I consider myself more of a core technologies kind of a person, as you can see. But I have a variety of offerings, including this newer combination of things, SQL and PL SQL performance tuning. So keep me in mind for your training needs. The Lunch and Learn series is a fluid thing, as you know. I kind of changed this based on what people would like and would like to hear. And I'm kind of leaning towards, I'm doing a Toad presentation today. I know these 2 are mutually exclusive. Next week I'm going to do a SQL developer tips. Jeff Smith did a nice presentation at Open World. I'm going to cover some of his topics. November 3rd, you want to get yourself and all your buddies logged in here. I'm going to start an Explain Plan series, go down the Explain Plan content, and some SQL tuning tips out of my SQL performance tuning class. Today's presentation is out of my Toad class. Okay, today we're going to talk about various options on setting up Toad. Make it more convenient for you, make it easier if you're always doing certain things when Toad first comes up, the croak irritates you, whatever. Toad is a very configurable tool, all right? So the first thing to know about Toad is the installation is completely automatic now, and the upgrade is completely automatic. It does preserve, when you upgrade, it does preserve a lot of your information. And if you're getting a new PC, a lot of the places where you likely have made changes has an export and import feature. So you can preserve your templates and your keystroke and your connection strings. Okay? First thing that I wanted to talk about is the connection panel itself. Okay? And I'm going to switch back and forth to Toad and do live demos. Okay? So notice here, I'm logged in to the editor, and I'm going to show you how to do this, but I'm going to put the connection bar back. You right mouse click on these toolbars, and you can add toolbars and take them off. I'm logged in as user 0 in my Robin XP. Notice it's green. It's green on the bottom. If I was logged into another one, it might be another color. The colors are kind of nice. This is new connection. And I've got all my Robin XPs set to green, except for the system and sys. I like those in red. You see out here on the right-hand side here? I like those in as red. So easy to change. You just come in here, click, and pick a different color. Okay? And notice I've got some other system accounts here. My Dan XP machine are blue. My Oracle 12, this is a VMware instance that I can connect to. They're aqua color. And again, all of the admin accounts are in red. So that nice border shows up nicely, gives me a visual as to maybe be a little bit more careful if I'm in a sys or system. Okay. Now another thing with the panel is, again, we can preserve, export, and import all of our connections. There's a lot of connections here. Maybe I just am working on Robin XP today, and I just want to see those. Okay? So just show favorites. There you go. Just click the box. We can auto-connect any of these. Not something I'd probably recommend. You can save the passwords, which I do in my training environment. Again, probably not recommended. They are encrypted on your PC, though. Okay. A couple of other things, if you're interested. I don't know that your DBA would be real fond if you went out and edited the TNS names entry, but we can go out here, for example, again on my Robin XP box, and see the syntax that is in that TNS names entry. All right? So we'll close that, close that. Remember, it can save password. Back to the presentation. Variety of tabs to do different things. You can change the appearance. You can test a connection. You can add connections pretty easily. And this is what I would use if I were assigned a new PC. Export and import. Save all your connections so you don't have to enter them all again. There's the changing of the colors. And then under the session, there's new session. You got a button. Showed you the favorites. You can connect normal, which is what most people do. The DBA accounts have some other privileges that they can connect to with Toad as well. Toad's a very, very flexible product as far as the Oracle database goes. So and there's the SQLnet editor. Again, you can easily see the contents of things. Now, we're going to spend the rest of the time on Toad options, the setup options themselves. That was the connection string. Now we're in the Toad options. There's a button on the up on the menu bar. There's a menu item for it, and there is no keystroke for it. Okay, so we're going to go out here, and the first one in here is Toad options, and we're going to go to the Windows. And this is where you can turn off a variety of the windows so they're not available. If we look down here, my editor window is the first one that opens up. This comes as default, but we can save the size of when it was last open, the position, and auto open. Now you can click on several of these. For example, I will go into the schema browser, and I want it to auto open. And then I can go down here, and which one do I want to be on top? Okay? So we can auto open any of them. We can save their sizes of when they were last opened. Very, very nice. Okay? The next screen to talk about, there's our startup. There's our Windows. Oh, well, go to the startup. I'm sorry, I jumped ahead. So we'll go to the startup. Okay? And there's the login panel. If you don't want that splash screen, you don't have to have it. I participate in the Toad beta program, so sometimes I have more than one Toad loaded. This allows you to have more than one loaded. Probably not. Make sure you have access to the DBA views. If you're a DBA, you want this checked. If not, you don't need it checked. Okay? That croak file, that's that playing the croak file. Now, the next, this is interesting. If you always edit a file, when you bring Toad up, you can have it automatically load that file for you. Now, when do you press commit? When you leave a panel, the automatic updates of Toad. Do you want it to automatically update Toad? Do you want to be notified? I want to be notified. Or do you not want to do anything and you'll check yourself? Honestly, with software, I think it's nice that it notifies me, but I would like to choose when the upgrade happens. Okay. So there's that. There's the general, the plan table. All right. Toad is very flexible with the plan table. Okay. It'll come installed with the Toad underbar plan underbar table. I would suggest you change this to plan underbar table, because I don't know which version of the database the Toad underbar plan underbar table goes to, but Oracle 10 gave us a virtual table, and Oracle 11 and 12 have a synonym to this. So Oracle 10, you would need plan table $, owned by sys. Okay, very easy to change around. And then what I would recommend you do is have, if you're still on Oracle 10, is have the DBA make a synonym for that. Go back to the plan table. Make sure the plan table isn't in your current schema. Drop it if it is, and it will use this one that comes with the database now. Okay, there's my safe passwords for Oracle connections. I'm in a training environment. I want it easy for people to connect. So some other defaults here. Okay, the data grids. Stop fetching data when real memory gets to a certain point. What's the date format you want for any date fields? Refresh the data grids. There's some options there with data grids. The types. Let me demo this and show you where they are. Look at all these different data types that are available in Toad. And I'm just going to do a quick demo here and show you. If I go out to database, create, and I'm going to create a new table. And say I'm doing this on a somewhat regular basis. And then I'm going to come down here. I've got a new column. And under data type, I'm only using 3 or 4 data types, but I always have to find it in the silly list. Okay? That's where you clean up that list. I'm going to go ahead and cancel this. We go back to Toad Options and Data Types. That's where you can turn off a bunch of those so they don't appear in those wizards. All right? Lots of things under Code Assist. The insights, the little pick list that comes up, they can be in alphabetical order. Okay, check the syntax as you type. Okay, these are all things. Notice I have my parameter assistance turned off because when you do a left paren, or Toad's going to go out right away and look for the right paren. It gives me a pause, and I don't like the pause, looking for the right one. So I turned that off. SQL recall, I've got mine set for only valid SQL statements, and it's going to store 500 of them. Okay, so just to show you these insights, if I type in from E and just wait, dot, there's your insights. It's going to pop up. See that little screen there waited, and then the first time it has to load DLL. Notice it is not in alphabetical order, but there was a button there for that. So you can also, there's other shortcuts and stuff there as well. So anyway, that's how the insights work, and you can turn that behavior off if you don't want it. Okay, executables. Toad is really good at, if you click on the TK-Prof wizard and you don't have anything in here, Toad is going to complain and say you need to go to the options, executables, and tell me where to find the TK-Prof executable. Okay. The thing that I wanted to point out here is if you're using TextPad or WordPad or some other editor as your main editor, you can add it to Toad, and anything that would pop up in a character screen will pop up in your favorite editor. Okay, this is very important, the transactions. It should be checked, but you need to check to make sure that this is checked. Check, all right? Check, check, check. So, execute queries in threads allows you to cancel them. Real good for your power users and your analyst type stuff, okay? I'm going to show you this. Watch carefully. I got the select star from EMP. Watch my cancel button. It'll go red momentarily. This does not take very long to run. Oops, invalid table name. stayed red a little bit longer there for me. I'll remember that trick. Okay. And it went red, and I could have canceled that if that was a long-running query, and I oopsed something. All right? So what's nice is I can cancel that. The commit after every statement, okay, that's auto commit. Notice I have mine turned off. And when you're leaving a panel, I'm going to go back to Toad. When you're leaving a panel that has an uncommitted transaction, what do you want Oracle to do? I want it to prompt me. I don't want it to automatically commit. I want it to prompt me for the thing. So, but I could always commit, can always roll back. I got auto commit turned off. So, okay. And under general, you can confirm Toad when it's closing. You got some more options there. The thing that I wanted to show you here, this is kind of cool, is I'm going to go to a different area and type in threads. I'm looking for threads. Where is that in Toad? Okay, and it appears in several places. I could double click. Notice how it gives me the visual, takes my pointer and puts it right there. Okay, I can go to another one. There we go. So the upside is this works pretty good. The downside is you kind of got to know what the Toad team called things. Now I believe next up on the screen is the toolbars. You saw in the beginning of this presentation I turned off some of the toolbars. You know, when I'm working and I'm always connected to just one, I only have one session connected, I don't really need the connection bar. I don't use any team coding here, so I don't really need that bar either. Notice there's a restore defaults. This was a recommendation that I had for the Toad people several years ago. So, at any rate, we can add and change buttons as well. All right. So let's take a look at this. So I'm going to cancel out of this. And again, there's that connection bar. I can go ahead and turn that off. We can restore the defaults. Now, on these different bars, there's different buttons available. We can move the buttons around. We just grab the button. Right mouse click, customize, and we can lock the toolbars. There's the commands. And now we should be able to move those buttons. See how we can move it? I can drop it anywhere I want. Okay? Now I'm going to add a button. Execute snippet. Code snippet. Right there. I'm going to drag this out and put it right here. The execute works this way now. It used to be the green button would execute everything in the window. Now it'll just execute whatever the cursor's on. That's what the code snippet does. Okay? We don't want something on the screen. I can take it off. And it just goes away. Okay? So I can change this all around. I actually had a manager in class once wanted to sit through the class. We were using Toad. By the way, all of these classes that I teach, we can use Toad in the classes as well. But at any rate, he wanted to sit through the class. There was too many buttons on Toad for him. So what I did on break is I went through and removed any of the buttons that we weren't going to use in class. And then it was very helpful for him. So I was able to customize Toad and make it very nice. Now, I want to put everything back to the way it was, restore defaults. Yes, I want to restore everything. And notice it puts everything back to the way it was when it was first. And that does work nice. I'm going to turn that back off, and I'm going to turn the team coding back off. So, okay. So, customize it. Drag and drop is your friend. When you're in the customize open, you can move the buttons around and the things that I demonstrated there. This is all part of the Toad handbook that Bert and I have written. And this book is still available, I believe, on Amazon. So, we have covered a lot of material today. We covered the Toad setup features. that I find convenient. I'm going to have the slides and the link to this presentation out on my website shortly. Do tell people about these Lunch and Learns. It's nice. We're getting good turnout. Do keep in touch. Do let me know if there's a topic you would like to have covered in a Lunch and Learn session, and do remember me for your training needs. It's a nice day here in Iowa, and I hope that you have a nice day as well. Talk to you later. Bye.